right, here it is. Good evening. We're going to kick it off here in about 1 minute. Ham Radio 2.0 Sunday night live stream. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight. Got something brand new for you tonight. Brand new, never seen before. Should be pretty fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about it. Special shout out to all the YouTube channel members in the chat. See quite a few of you in there tonight. Radio Wayne, North Texas, W5WNR, saw you in there. Ed, AC3IK, W0RHP, Phil, saw you in there. Nick Smith, the Salty Ham. Let's see, N5SKT's in there. Saw you over there at the other chat. K7TRD. I appreciate you guys being in there tonight. Thank you for your support of the channel. So speaking of support, a couple of quick announcements, then we're going to hop right into it. So I talked last week, I think it was last week, about the program, the Gospel Socks program that I support during this time of year. They reached out to me. They texted me like it was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, and they said, hey, did you do something? Because we're starting to get bundles of socks with ham radio call signs on them. And I'm like, yeah, I did. So if go to gospelsocks.com, check them out. Long story short, they are a mission out of North Texas that provides brand new socks to homeless shelters in the North Texas area. You can purchase socks online, ship them directly to there, and I just ask that you guys put your ham radio call sign on it. You don't have to say anything about me. You don't have to say anything about this show. Just say ham radio operator and your call sign. That's it. And it lets them know that that we're out there doing our thing. So appreciate you guys supporting that organization. Let's see. So shop.hamradio2.com, which is the same website as grapevineamateurradio.com. We're going to be talking about this a little bit later tonight. We've got some new hoodies on there. Frank's hoodies there. I've got some new long sleeve t-shirts. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Well, we're going to the device we're talking about tonight will be on this website as well. Let me fix that. That's better. Okay. So that's so we'll jump back into that a little bit later. Signal Stuff still has their, I can't believe I missed Black Friday sale on their HT antennas. These are really cool antennas, and they work really well. Every time that someone asks me, I say this is some of my favorite antennas. The Smiley antennas that I did the video on last week, those work really well also. I've used Signal Sticks a little bit longer. Several people came by the Smiley antenna video and said, oh, these have been around forever. And I'm like, okay. I don't know how long they've been around. I didn't think they were new, but I don't know. But they've been around a long time, but I'd never used them up until a month or two ago. Signal Stick I've been using for a year and a half, something like that. Really good antennas there. And I'll get you guys some links here in a minute. I realized I forgot to bring my list of links out, so I'll get you some links here in a minute. This battery box at Gigaparts is back on sale, so it's normally $99. On sale right now for $79 for their holiday, Christmas, end of year, Happy New Year sale. I don't know. It was on this price for Black Friday. They changed it back to the $99 price for about a week, and now it's back on sale again. And you can use the discount code of KC5HWB, my call sign, to get an additional 5% off of that price. So really cool battery box. I've been taking mine to the deer lease. Use it in the trailer, use it in the deer stand, use it in camp area. It's been working great. Really, really like it. You're going to see a video of me adding a solar charge controller to it here very soon. All right, let's go ahead and hop into this. So I'm going to let Scott kind of talk to us about what he's doing here. In fact, I'm going to let Frank introduce Scott because it's possible. I didn't want to say this because I don't want y'all to think less of Scott, but Scott's related to Frank, so y'all just keep that in mind. I saw Frank go, oh, but he can't hear you. They can't hear you right now. So, all right, I'm going to give you the floor here, Frank, and let you just kind of take it, okay?
Take it. Yes,
Yeah.
Tank Radio taking over for Jason KC5HWV. This is Frank KC5HJ, and I'm going to bring over here Scott. Scott is my stepdad, and he is an amateur radio operator for 2, 3 years now,
Uh,
around there.
Probably 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Man, that means
Yeah.
my
No,
license coming up here soon.
time's flying, huh?
Yeah. So Scott came to me and was like, "Man, I want to I want to do something project related for amateur radio," and he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do or design. And I said, "Project boards. We all love project boards. We all want to learn more how to learn Morse code, and there's a lot of Morse code project boards out there, but
Right.
there's not a good one out there that helps you learn and critique and then do stuff like that." And he just built one
Yeah.
from scratch.
Just built one.
That it right there.
That's it. That's it right there. So yeah,
That's
we're gonna let him tell you
Morse
all.
Monkey.
Yeah, Morse Monkey.
So,
That's a cool name too, because I mean, Frank, that sounds like a name you came up with. I'm just gonna be, but I don't know.
We kind of split that.
You kind of split it. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
I gave him a list of different names, and some of them were really dry and boring. And Morse Monkey was in there, and he just said, "Hey, that's really good. I like the alliteration." So there,
Good.
He can take credit for that one.
Okay, all right.
so
And
Hold on a second. There we go. Sorry. Okay, I switched scenes and it was on a scene y'all were muted on. So okay, now that now that you said now that it's on the silk screen of the board, you're gonna keep it.
yeah,
It's where is that? Is it in here
top
somewhere?
right?
I don't...
Top,
Oh no, there it is. Top left.
it's up
Top
to
left.
the corner
Yep.
of the other
Yep.
screen.
Top left. There it is. Okay, good. Yep. There you go. There you go. All right, Scott. If you want to take it away, you are welcome to do so, and we'll let you have it. And if you have any, if anyone has any questions in the chat, type the word question in the chat, and we'll just kind of go from there. So go ahead, Scott.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of echo in my own ear. I'm not sure if you're getting that where you're listening.
check your
No, there's
mic.
no-
I think you got a real mic.
I've
You on the
got
right
a good mic here. I've got those earbuds in.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a delay, so that's why it sounds like there's some echo.
There is a delay. I think you're okay though.
Okay, this is my first time doing this, so I'm
That's all right.
winging it. Let me pull up the board itself. Unlike Jason's, I've actually got a couple little jumpers here because I do a lot of experimenting, developing. I wrote the code that runs inside the microprocessor here using FreeRTOS. So I didn't want to burn through a whole lot of batteries. So I got a little 3-volt power supply on there. We're going to start with going through all the functions that this thing does. You turn it on and it gives you a little splash screen. The first thing it does is lets you go into the settings menu. All you have to do is push the button and you've entered this menu, and then rotate it, and it lets you go through the various settings. So we'll start with iambic keyer or a straight keyer. Now, for this development, let me slide this forward here. I bought myself an iambic keyer.
Nice.
I had originally wired it up so that the paddle on the left was the long, and then, let me slide this back. And then Jason told me usually the paddle on the right is the long and the paddle on the left is the short. But since you can wire it up with the jack, wire it up yourself, you can make it whatever you want, if you're left-handed or short-handed, or left-handed or right-handed. If you're using a straight keyer, then it's always whatever paddle you've wired up to be the long will be the straight keyer. And it's just going to measure the amount of time you're holding the key, as opposed to an iambic keyer, which of course is just the left and right paddle. The next option, there are background lights in there, which give you a little bit of contrast to the screen. But also there are a couple of functions in there that will actually score you and tell you if you've got something correct or incorrect as it's trying to interpret what you're keying. So it will turn the background light either red or green for a split second. The next option is setting your words per minute. When you're using an iambic keyer, of course, that doesn't really mean much. What the words per minute will really control here is the amount of pause that it will wait before it thinks you're done pressing the keyer. In the case of straight keying, the words per minute it's roughly you trying to do some computation for the amount of time that you're holding down the key to decide whether it's a long or a short. The conventional speed, which is full speed in this case, which is 18 words per minute, it uses an approximation of 70 milliseconds to be a short and 210 milliseconds to be a long, and then 3 of those 210 milliseconds to be in between the individual symbols. So we can set it for 18, 10, or 5. Most of the time I leave it on 5 because I don't really know Morse code that much. I've learned more of it doing this project than I ever knew before. The other option is playback. In this case, you've got a little speaker that you can plug in here. It will play back things for you and you have to key them. But as you're actually tapping, let me slide this way, as you're actually tapping the keyer, if playback is turned on, it will play back what you are keying. So that gives you a little audio feedback about what you're doing. As I said, if you turn it off, it will still play back things over the speaker, but you won't get to hear yourself keying things. So we'll turn that on. The latest feature, which if Jason puts the link up of the training video I did, this is new. It's not in the training video. If you actually push save, it will save the settings back to non-volatile memory so that the next time you turn it on, it'll have the same settings. You don't have to reset everything. And the advantage in trying to save the non-volatile settings is if you didn't change any of the settings, it will actually tell you that, and it won't try to rewrite over the non-volatile RAM, which, like thumb drives or anything else, has a limited lifespan. And the last thing is go back. And now we're at the root menu. This is sliding around a bit. The root menu is the 4 functions and then the settings, which is where it started. So starting with the practice mode, all this really does is let you key in some things, and it will try to determine what it is you keyed. If it doesn't recognize what you keyed, because I just did it backwards, it's an asterisk there. So if I go...
Okay, so that's not an actual asterisk. That's
right.
That's a mistake.
The only symbols that this is designed to recognize are the alphabet and the letters. Or I'm sorry, the alphabet, which are the letters, and numerals. So
okay.
It doesn't handle special symbols, commas, quotation marks, or any of those other things.
Okay. That's something that can be added later on with firmware?
Yeah, we do have the ability. Well, we will be working on the ability to upgrade the firmware. Anybody who has one of these, anybody who has any experience as a hobbyist, let me cut back to my face here. Mm-hmm. Anybody who has an experience with the PIC from Microchip, this is basically just a PIC 24. So if anybody ever has one of these PIC kits, I can send out the firmware and they can plug it directly in and do an update.
Okay.
Other than that, considering, depending on the market penetration and how many new features I add, maybe the ability to pull the microchip out and then send it to me and I'll update it and send it back.
Okay.
Because like I said, if there's enough interest, I could try, I'm not sure about the memory sizes, I could try to make it so that you could update it yourself using a serial port. But okay. I'm a little cautious about promising that at this point.
Okay.
So there's an E.
Does it? So we're not hearing side tones. Does it make its own side tone, or you have to have a speaker plugged in for that? Correct.
Not hearing the tone.
No, we're not hearing side tones.
Move the microphone down.
Somebody asked about side tones, and I know it'll do that, but I don't think it does it natively. You have to attach an external speaker to this port, unless I'm mistaken on that.
Yeah, you can plug an external speaker to the port.
Mm-hmm.
We go back to my face again. What I've done is I've just taken this little speaker and he's actually plugged into the jack that's down there. And I've got him sitting right under the microphone. You should have been able to hear that. Let me straighten this out, put the microphone right there. Can you hear that?
No. I can't hear it.
Really?
Frank can hear it?
No, I'm not
Okay.
getting it.
For some reason, his microphone's not picking it up. Scott, I assume you hear it.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. For some reason, the microphone or the Zoom microphone's not picking it up, but and that's okay. We can move on. But someone asked, Neil asked about a side tone. It does have side tones with the speaker when you plug in a speaker to the microphone port on the board itself.
Yeah, let me crank up the volume on my microphone in. Now
It doesn't.
That makes me real loud.
Yeah. You're a little bit louder there.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear that.
No.
Let me try.
Tom might be right. He says the noise canceling probably killed it. That could be.
That could be, yeah.
There it is.
Oh, I heard a tone.
I adjusted the filters on my Yamaha mixer.
Ah, okay. Yes, it was. Yeah, it must have been filtered out. Okay.
So an A, an M.
I don't hear it now. I heard it for a second, but it's not there now.
Well, there are tones.
Yeah, there are tones. There are side tones. You can hear what you're typing. Someone asked if there's pro signs, or and Hef is asking if there's a / No, it doesn't support symbols at this point in time.
Right. It's just because it's a beginner level project for people who are trying to learn this. So I only picked 36 symbols, the 26 alphabet and the 10 numerals.
Right.
So when you're done, press the button and it goes back to the main menu.
Okay.
So the next option, as we were spinning through all these things, coming right after practice, is dictate. Now, this is going to be a problem unless I turn the volume up, because you need to play what it tells you, a 2.
I see. Now you have to type a 2 yourself.
Yeah, and I got it wrong.
So it's a smart ass at the same time. Okay, good to know.
And I don't even know what an F is, so I'll throw an M at it, and it was wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So when you get it wrong, the screen lights up red. We're seeing it there.
Right.
Let's throw something at it. Give me something I know. Q. There we go. There. Yeah.
There you go. Correct. Okay, it's a green. Okay.
Yeah. H
is 4 dits.
I put 5 in.
Oh, you put 5. Okay.
Yeah. And then 3 is
3 is 3 dits and 2 DAWs.
There we go. I got that.
There you go.
Okay.
You got it.
So
you got it.
When you're done, press it, and it'll tell you how many you got right and wrong.
Okay. There we go.
So we're going to go back to this top menu again. The next option is echo. In this case, it will play back and you need to repeat it. So let's hope my microphone picks it up. Oh, man. Press to start. Good idea. Did you hear that?
I heard something way in the background. Couldn't tell what it was.
Mic and aux. Trying to adjust the microphones and get this. It's my dock mic.
Frank, you and I will just have to do a little bit. We'll have to do another live stream on this after you get yours built.
Oh, I built one.
Yeah.
Did you put the video up?
The video's posting tomorrow.
Ah, okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that was the tease I was doing in my stream. I built it.
Gotcha.
It took me...
back to practice because I can just tap things and make noise.
We'll have to. I mean, this is a pretty cool device. So, and I haven't done a video on it yet. So,
can you hear this?
Yes, it's very faint, but it's there.
Okay, let me try turning up that volume. Does that help? Did it hurt? Make any
No. Mm-mm.
This?
That's a little bit better.
I think we heard it because you were talking also, so it's still being canceled out.
Yeah, I think people are saying that that the Zoom is filtering out those dits and daws, and apparently the Long Island CW Club has that problem all the time.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah. Let's just So there is side tones. You guys can hear it if it's sitting in front of you and the speaker plugged into it, but we can't hear it on the stream tonight. So, Frank, you and I will have to figure out a way to fix that for the next video. But okay.
So it's playing back right now, and it will repeat what it plays back every 10 seconds until you start keying something. And this is 4 longs and a short. I can hear it. See if you can hear it when it plays it again. It'll play it every 10 seconds until you start tapping.
Yeah, Frank's right. When you're talking at the same time, it does come through, but it's very faint. So what I might do is get a jack to go from this 3.5 millimeter into my mixer.
Well, you know what I can do?
I might do that.
I can unplug this speaker, remove my speaker plug, and then replace it with my desktop Cambridge Soundworks from Sound Blaster, and crank this volume up. So that didn't help either. So, I think it's just too quiet.
It's too quiet, yeah, for either the Zoom is suppressing it or... Let's see.
Way up. Let's see what that does. When I recorded the training video, did you hear that?
No. No.
Settings. When I recorded the training video that shows how to use it, I had a microphone right on top of the speaker, so it plays it back, and you can hear it in the training video just fine.
Okay.
It has to be the Zoom call.
Yeah, it probably is. Okay, that's it's good to know. Okay.
It will keep playing every 10 seconds until you get it right. That you tap something in which is incorrect, and then when you're done, it tells you what your score was, just like the previous mode. So that's 3 modes. We have the practice mode where it tries to interpret what you're keying. So just have a big table in front of you and practice keying your call sign or something. The dictate mode where it's going to randomly throw letters or numbers at you and you need to key them in. What we're showing here, which is dictate, which is, echo, which is you have to repeat what it plays for you. And then the last one is copy, which was actually Frank's idea. And what this will do is it will play back an entire 2x3 call sign. And it won't score you. What you need to do actually is sit there with a piece of paper and a pencil and try to write down that call sign.
Nice. Okay.
So it will play, like I said, a 3x5. It always starts with a K or a W. And everything after that is random. And it's a random letter, then a random number, and then 3 more random letters. So as I'm talking and trying to whisper, maybe you can hear that it's done. And like the echo mode, if you don't do anything, it will replay the entire call sign after 10 seconds. You might be able to hear it I'm talking here because it turns on the squelch on the Zoom.
I can hear it. It's really faint.
Yeah.
I checked my Zoom settings and background noise suppression is set to low for faint background noises. So it
might need to do it on his end.
Now, when you're done,
could be.
Just tap the keyer, and it will show you the call sign that it randomly generated, and you can compare that to what you were writing down.
Gotcha.
Okay. And tap the key again, and it will generate another random pattern. And it's always the same thing. It's going to start with a K or a W, any letter, any number, and then any 3 more letters. And then, whenever you're done, or whenever you're done trying to write it down, just tap the key, or well, it's not done. There we go, and it will show you what it was. Press the button and you're back to the root menu. So those are the 4 functions that it does. We tried to come up with the most useful functions that someone could use to practice learning Morse code, and Frank's idea about listening to call signs when you're doing, something like a POTA, or you're just trying to do contacts.
Right.
I was talking to you, Jason, and Mike, and a couple others, and what would be the most helpful features when trying to learn a Morse code, and copying was one of the top ones on there, so that's why I highly suggested it. But you did not. The menu item name was supposed to be "Please copy," not just "copy." Please copy.
Please copy. In honor of Kyle, who was in the chat earlier, it should have been "Please copy." That's funny. Okay.
Well, I had that in there for a while, and then I removed it.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably better.
Because there was an inside joke with Frank there.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, it's a large inside joke, but yes, it's the YouTubers.
Yeah. So someone had Smoking Ape had asked earlier if this is a kit. This is a kit that you would build yourself. It's that's not got any surface mounting on it, I don't think.
No, everything in there is through holes. I wanted to make sure that it was all easy stuff to put together as a kit.
Good.
Surface mount, I've had to do that myself because I'm an electrical engineer and I play with a lot of hobby stuff, and surface mount is no fun. No. As a guy once told me, get a really small pair of tweezers and make sure you haven't had any coffee to drink.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I did build this kit. I built it a couple weeks ago, and it took me roughly an hour and a half-ish, but I'm still very new at soldering. Once I was getting in the rhythm of it, man, doing the microprocessor and the board it attached to, I was just banging those out really fast. Boom, 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 boom. But
good.
I'm still new at soldering. Other than that, it worked the first time. I took it to Scott, and I'm like, this is what I did. I plugged the batteries in, and it turns on, and we hear the sound. I was like, first try. Literally, first try.
No, we didn't. We did not hear it on the first try. And I said, okay, well, maybe something's in there wrong. So actually,
I missed a step.
No, well, yeah, you missed a step, but that's not what I'm bringing.
I missed a step.
The problem was actually this jack here. This is a stereo plug. He's got 3 conductors on there, but there's only 2 conductors in here, so it wasn't plugged all the way in. And you click it all the way in to make it work. So that was the next problem. Is I was pulling my hair out going, it looks like it's plugged in. I'm getting signals. I hooked it up to my oscilloscope, and the tone generator was working. And then I realized, got to push it in a little harder. Other than that, it was a successful build.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
We tweaked the instructions on the step I missed. I was like, there wasn't a number. It looks like a note. And I just skipped past the notes unless I really need to know what was going on.
Okay. Good. Well, here's mine right here. This is what mine looks like. So this was pre-assembled when they gave it to me. So so I might want to get a kit to build myself one day, but right now this is it right here. So I got a little bit better lighting simply because I do this YouTube thing a little bit more often. So but yeah.
Video that I did, I also have some studio lighting that I put up.
Good.
So I have really, really even lighting, and it's nice and smooth and good contrast, and you don't have glares or anything else.
Good.
I wasn't expecting that when we sat down and started this. Plus, I spent all day over at the Homeowners Association dressed like Santa.
Well, that's fun.
And then I had to rush back here and try to get it set up really fast.
Right. That's okay. That's all right. Neil wants to know, is there a way, I think you touched on this earlier, is there a way to update the firmware as features or new features are added?
So planning on that now. what's available to be shipped now. It has the existing firmware, which does not support that. As I said, I would like to create a program where somebody could drop the chip in the mail and I'll swap them out with him with upgraded firmware until I solve the problem of how you can do that on the board. There's actually 2 jacks on the board. Let me pull this up here. This row of plugs up here is actually for the microchip pick kit. So if you have kits, I can send out a hex file and you can update that yourself. There's also a serial plug over here, which I've used for diagnostics. And it actually has, I think, what we would call some Easter eggs in there. You'd have to figure out how to communicate with it and how to get those Easter eggs, just goofy little things that it will do. I should be able to at some point. I'm looking for this thing. You can. Something. Oh, my microphone died and then it came back on.
Yeah, you're back now. You lost you for a few seconds, but you're back.
Reached over and bumped something. One of these little FTDI serial jacks. This one is rated for 3.3 volts, so you plug it in there and it shows up as a COM port, which you can plug onto here. When I can get the next version up that will support that, if you have one of those plugs, you'll be able to plug that in and say, download an updated version of the firmware.
Okay.
Those are pretty also easy to make.
The 2 channels that we're looking at right now, well, the 3 channels, including initially sending the chip back, and I'll just update it and send it back to you.
Okay. Which chip is it in the shot we're looking at right now?
Just this big one.
That guy? Okay. Okay. All right. Good.
So I saw a couple of questions there, Jason. Price point, when can we get them, and where can we order them?
So I have them listed on the website right now. I put them up earlier today. Here's that. And the quantity is currently showing at 0. That's why it shows them sold out. So I think Scott said he's got 46 kits left. And we're going to. I want to make sure. I want Scott to go through this website and make sure I have put up everything that I'd share the link in the chat. Make sure I want him to give me a once over and verify everything on it is correct, and then I'll make him available once that's done.
Okay, I'm looking at it now, and it says microcontroller-based kit, which is correct. Aid in learning Morse code, which is correct. Using the keyer and
I think that's the text you sent me. I just wanted to make sure I got the latest version of it.
Yeah, I didn't come up with any major changes. Frank, can you see that? Because it says assembly requires solder, needle nose pliers, diagonal cutters, small screwdriver. I'm loaded with tools, and this was off the top of my head. So since Frank,
pretty much all I used. A solder kit, the wire cutters. I didn't need any strippers. Needle nose was helpful on a couple of parts. Just holding pieces in and trying to bed the wires on the back. I used a desolder sucker a couple of times when I didn't have a good connection. I wanted to suck all that stuff up and try it again. I think that's just about it.
Yeah, your video frozen? No, Scott's video is frozen, but we can hear you just fine. So
that's my webcam. Let me.
Joe Brett said those will be gone quick because Don will order 2.
He will.
And then Don comes by and says T-Ray will order 3. So both of you,
T-Ray, and
both of you have committed each other. So I expect 2 from Don and 3 from T-Ray before midnight tonight. So that's good. Yeah.
Now I can't even show. Let me.
If you want to drop out and come back, I'll let you back
in.
Let me just
deactivate the camera inside OBS and reactivate it. That might be it. Answer Anthony's question in the chat before. He asked me how long did it take me to do the kit. This noob skilled fingers and hands, roughly an hour and a half. I really expect you, if you're good at soldering, to knock it out faster. And I did not put anything on backwards like I did last time I was trying to solder. Like completely.
I built the entire KM4ACK antenna backwards. I put it all on the wrong side of the board. So, and it works. So it doesn't really matter that much, I don't think.
On some things.
Right? Yeah, totally. That is correct.
No, this was a fun kit. It took me a little longer to do because I was talking to the camera. Just like anything you want to do on YouTube, you talk to the camera and it takes longer. But
yeah.
I enjoyed this. I think it would be a great utility and tool for people to learn Morse code on, and I'm excited for the video to drop.
So that'll be that's going on your channel tomorrow. Okay, good. I'll be interested. How long is the video?
20 minutes.
Okay.
So I condensed it down.
Sure.
So
yeah. Sure.
How many times do you want to see me solder?
I know. I know.
Yeah. Things up. Yeah. But I got all the important parts in there. There is a disclaimer. I did a couple of steps out of order, but for the sake of the video, they are in order. There is a disclaimer. You will see some synchronous issues, but I did it to keep the integrity of the build correct because I want to help you out. Gotcha. But if this was a normal video I would mind, I'll just keep it in there. I'll show them how I did it. But I want people to go out and get this. It's a fun build, and you have a great little Morse code project thing to practice on. Plug in headphones and you can play with it anywhere. You're back.
Right.
Audio.
Yeah, no audio.
Make sure you enable audio.
Video looks good, but no audio. Yeah, so we're gonna have to get one of these into the hands of Kyle and have him design a 3D printed case for it. We do not have a 3D printed case for it yet. So if someone is good at designing 3D printed cases, we will get you. I don't know. Does Don do that? Because he's local. It'd be easy to meet up with Don somewhere, buy him lunch or something, and have him look at it. But,
Don,
we can do that.
3D? I don't remember him really talk about 3D.
I thought he did 3D printing. Maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking that he was doing it.
I know the community will spin one up pretty fast. That's why I wasn't really trying to get a case out there. Is the display held by a header? No, it's soldered directly to the board.
Yeah, it's soldered directly to the board.
Yay!
Hey.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. Well, I found out what's going on. I've got a microphone here, and OBS is not picking it up. The microphone, the sound you were hearing was coming from the webcam.
I knew.
Yeah, it sounds like ambient sound, but I didn't know you had a microphone there. So okay.
Yeah. Well, the microphone there was going through my mixer and plugged directly into my desktop, but OBS isn't picking it up. Like I said, I did this as a rush. So my webcam is not working for video, but that's what you're hearing the audio from. So this little speaker was not being picked up by the microphone. It's instead being picked up by the webcam. Now you can hear me through the webcam, but you can't see the webcam video is frozen still. But you got video. So let me take this speaker, put it up in front of the webcam.
All right.
And let me dial up just practice mode here so you can hear the sounds.
Okay.
As I tap these guys. How's that?
It's a little muffled, but it's there.
Yeah, okay. I'm just tapping.
And it might be overdriving the mic since it's so close now.
No, it sounds good over here.
My end.
Sounding okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I hear it okay.
All this time I was trying to put this thing even closer to the microphone, and turns out OBS isn't even picking it up.
Yeah.
That's why we are having problems with it.
That's why. Okay.
Anyway,
okay. Good deal.
The box. Yeah. This is the box. It's 5 by 7, 2 inches tall. So I just slap a sticker on it and let it go. And it turned out they were charging me $8.50 just to ship the thing. I remember when you could ship something for $3, but I'm pretty old.
Okay.
Shipping's going up.
Shipping's not cheap.
I saw them about how much KMRD sent that antenna to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Just hold on to 2 weeks.
It's not cheap anymore like it used to be. So
I got to remember which camera to look in now.
Yeah.
You're telling me when I was doing my live stream, I keep looking up above the monitor where my camera is, and I was like, wait a minute, it's down here right now.
You guys are more experienced with these live streams than me because I just keep looking past it to the screen and try to talk to you guys directly.
No, that's what a lot of people do, so that's fine.
Get used to it.
That's fine. It's no problem.
So Scott, I kind of hinted on it earlier, but why did you want to do a project kit for amateur radio? Let's get your answer.
Basically, like I said, it was partly with your suggestion. I like doing kits. I like doing the embedded programming. I'm a software engineer by trade and electrical engineer by education. So I thought it would be really cool to be able to put something together that the ham radio community would like to use. I'm more into computer software and electrical engineering stuff. I actually am not on the air that much. One of the reasons I got the license was because Frank, Tank Radio, had talked me into going ahead and taking the test. And I thought, oh, this would be great to actually have a license so that as an electrical engineer, if I ever, try to want to build my own radio from scratch, from raw components, and I want to transmit more than 100 milliwatts, I actually have a license and I'm allowed to do that without getting the FCC pissed off at me. So I started playing with this, and Frank suggested, hey, everybody's looking at Morse code now because the requirement's gone, but people still want to learn it. And I remembered I tried learning it decades ago and I never could get the hang of it. So I thought, why not put together a kit? And I was looking at how to do a case and how to come up with a power supply and all these other things. And then Frank said, no, do a kit. Everybody likes kits. You don't have to pre-assemble it and put it in a case. And then I put a battery pack on it because it's only running on 3 volts. Everything in the board is a 3.3 volt system. The maximum it can tolerate is about 4 volts on the chip. The display can really only handle it can only handle 3.75 volts. So don't go hooking it up to a 5 volt power supply like we used to do back in the 70s.
Yeah.
But
okay.
This was a fun thing. It took you about 2 months after we started talking about it. You already had like board designs to me in like 2 or 3 weeks. Check this out. Check this out. I'm like, man,
wow.
You did that fast.
Yeah, well, but this was longer than 2 months in terms of software and board design. There were many iterations of the board that I had to come up with. One of the things I was trying to do was actually put a capacitor and a resistor as a little RC decay circuit on the keyer so that it would debounce every time the key hits, because you get a lot of bouncing. And the result is the microprocessor is so fast, it thinks you pressed the key 5 times and you really only pressed it once.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had these low pass capacitor resistor filters on there. I designed the board. I got them ordered. I started tweaking the software, trying to handle all this stuff. And I finally said, the heck with it. I'm just going to debounce the keys in software. So at this point, when you push the key, it waits like 50 milliseconds and then tests the key again to make sure it's still pressed. And if it's not pressed, then it calls it a bounce. If it is still pressed, it's calling it a key press. And I removed the capacitors and those resistors that were doing that.
Okay.
This was educational for me to design it and build it, and I had fun.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it would be a fun kit to build. You guys, the one you gave me, it was pre-assembled, and that's cool. But it looks like it'd be a fun kit. So I look forward to your video tomorrow night, Frank.
Me too. If I can get off in time to watch it.
Right. Yeah.
I also sent the link to you for the instructional video I put up on YouTube.
I shared that in the chat earlier, so yeah, I dropped that in the chat. So I will share everything we've talked about tonight. I will put in the description of the replay video, so you guys on Team Replay can go check the instructional video. There's a PDF file with build instructions that he's created. We'll have that for download, and a link to the actual kit. Scott, as long as you're good with the posting on the website, I'll go ahead and enable it with the yeah.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, with the 45 or 46 that you have now.
The instructions that I put together are how to use it. Frank put together the instructions on how to build it.
The video. You wrote the instructions.
Well, I just followed it. I meant the video. Sorry. My video is about 9 minutes long, and some of it's kind of redundant. But I put some fun little animation in there too.
Okay.
Frank's build video was what, about 20 minutes long?
20 minutes, and you can move 5 minutes of fluff before and after. But it's in total. It was a fun build. It was a fun video to put together. I really only called you once because I skipped a step completely, and I was like, I just got to call Scott. I almost did this all on my own, but
he's like, it was working, and I'm like, RTFM.
Yeah, right. Yeah, RTFM, Frank.
I followed it. I missed the jumpers where you're putting jumpers on the board. If you watch the video, I will put it in the right spot, but then you see all the other components on there. I was like, oh, you got to do the jumper here. Dink, dink.
When I removed those resistors that were part of the low pass filtering for the key debounce, I said, well, just bridge it with some of those leads from the resistors you're cutting off. And it was right there in the instructions in big, bold text. So
don't read notes unless I was trying to figure it out.
Naturally, most of us do when there's big, bold text in the instructions, and we just skip over it.
No, you're giving Frank too much credit.
No, ADD.
So
read the important stuff. The extra stuff is fluff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the time tonight, Scott. I think a lot of really great comments in the chat. People are looking forward to it. It is live now. The link is live now.
I'm putting it in the chat.
It's all good. And if you guys have any suggestions or questions about future renditions,
$90. Did we say that?
I think that's
what on screen. No, we didn't say it on the stream. We showed.
I don't know if we said it. I don't know if we said it.
$90 plus shipping.
Plus shipping. And we'll get you one, Digital Dreamer. If you want one shipped to Hawaii, we can ship flat rate. I ship flat rate envelopes to Hawaii all the time. So you just stuff it in a padded flat rate envelope because it's the box. Yeah, that box will fit in a padded flat rate envelope. I'm fairly sure. It looks like it's small enough.
The box has this wrapping material in it, and the what you see on the web page is the actual kit. We just put them together and put them in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
So, and we even, I'm not sure you can see if you zoom in, the resistors and the transistors are still on paper tape that we just cut off there.
Right there. Yep.
We systematically wrote on each one of those pieces of paper what the value of the transistor was, or what kind of transistor.
So
what the value of the resistors were, things like that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about dealing with the color codes as much.
I had kits where they didn't do that, and I'm literally with just magnifying glasses trying to parse out which one went where. I really do appreciate you taking the time to write out those, and it's very evident in the instruction sets which ones are which.
Well, a DVM will tell you what the resistance is too.
Yeah, but not all of us have that. We're lucky to have a soldering iron.
Well, I recommend, actually, I guess I didn't put that in there. I recommend having a DVM for troubleshooting, because one of the first things that is in the instructions there is to check the voltage on the socket before you plug the microcontroller in there. Just to make sure you don't have the voltages backwards and burn out something.
I did do that. I went through and tested negative and also positive, that there was no bad solder joints that had bad connectivity.
So a little DVM, or even a cheap old-fashioned analog VOM, volt-ohm meter, will be adequate for doing this.
Okay.
Don says, just drop it at my house. I'll take care for you. Don, you already have one project board that I messed up that you're going to be fixing for me.
Right. Come on. Okay. Done.
To do this again, I'm going to figure out how to get my microphone working in the OBS studio.
Might have to tweak it in. There's settings, so you can go to the mic directly instead of just using Windows default.
Right.
I'm supposed to. I had the mic turned up here, and I don't know why it wasn't. It's insisting on using the mic that's on my webcam.
Okay.
Did you see T-Ray? Go to the chat, Jason.
Oh, T-Ray said he ordered 2. Yeah.
No.
So I had it. Something I'd forgotten actually. Everything on my website is free shipping over $50. So a couple people ordered one and got free shipping. But this isn't my product, guys. So you guys that got free shipping, congratulations. But it's been changed now. So I forgot that I had that set up automatically. Anything over 50. If you order most anything over $50, except the Ed Fong antennas, it's free shipping. So, but yeah, we got that.
The Happy Ham, he's $90 is a fair point for a niche kit. This is a great kit. It's amazing. Thank you for that. Go back to T-Ray's comment. You read it incorrectly. You did a Frank read.
I said he said he ordered 3, send me 2, and keep 1 for a giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd I say?
You said he ordered 2.
Oh. No.
You read half of it.
I was trying to do 2.
I understand. I just wanted to give T-Ray the shout out.
So we will we'll keep 1 for a giveaway. That's not
sweet.
A problem.
Thanks, T-Ray, man. You're amazing.
Proud that somebody thinks it makes a good giveaway prize.
Everything. Yeah. It does make a good giveaway prize, but like everything's a good giveaway prize.
Better than a pin.
Right, yeah. Way better than a pin.
Even if the pins have your call sign on them, it's way better.
True. Hey, that was going to be one of my merch items. A pen.
Did you get your new hoodies yet, Frank?
Yes. Well, no. They're still being. It's coming to me. It's being shipped. But yes, okay. They're on the store live. I called and worked it all out with them. Okay. I wanted it for this trip so I can be in it right now. Right. But it didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
Here it is. I wanted to show you this. Many years ago in high school, there was a friend of ours, our little gang of people in high school. Their dad was a ham radio. He was KK5I. This was his card.
That's cool looking.
Yeah, this was one of the kids in our. I'm trying to get this centered here. One of the kids in our high school was just an amazing artist with India ink and paper, and he put together this whole. It's a ham shack, and you could stare at this thing for an hour and find all the goofy little stuff he put in it.
Right.
This card is like from 1976.
Oh wow.
I've still got it. He's long since passed away, but I held on to the card, and now it's turning yellow.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you that because he wanted to get me into ham radio, and the only stumbling block for me at the time was code.
Yeah.
He used to tell me stories that he'd be listening to code on his tape deck in his car as he's driving down the road, and he'd be bursting out laughing at comedy routines that were all being sent out in code. People would listen to him in his car, and they would just hear nothing but dits and does, and listen to him bursting out laughing and wondering what the hell's wrong with that
guy. We've all been there. They look at me weird when I'm talking plain English on the radio at if I'm out at a park or something and I'm talking clean English, and people are like, what are you doing?
Talking about code, I think the interest in Morse code has ticked up in the last not three, but it was 5 or 10 years here after they removed code from the requirements. and
I think you're right.
I think it's exploding, especially with clubs like Long Radio CW Club, and I forgot the other one that is.
CW
it's just
Ops.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just taking off leaps and bounds, and more people are learning this, and especially the young ones in amateur radio, the kids. You go to conventions, and these young guys are just slamming code out. I'm like, what are you, just in high school? Like, oh yeah, learn Morse code, and they're just sending it just as fast as a guy been doing it for 30 years. I'm just just amazed by it.
Yep, it's true. I appreciate y'all's time tonight. Like I said, this is a really cool kit. I think from what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing the activity on the website, and people are already interested in it. So, yeah.
I appreciate the publicity. This is
absolutely.
Pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah. And those of you who've bought the kit, when you get it built, send me a picture. We'll put it on. We'll share it on a live stream. We'll put it on Instagram. And let me know what you think about it when you do get it. So, Scott, thank you for your time. Thanks for the contribution to the amateur radio community. I think this is going to be pretty cool to see people get a hold of and
thank you,
practice with
KC5HWB and
correct
KG5AHJ.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just in case anybody's wondering, I'm KG5ANC. It's actually on the board too. I put it up there.
I saw that I saw your call sign on the board because I was going to ask for it, and then I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, and then I forgot to mention it. But yeah, Kilo Golf 5 Alpha November Charlie. So good deal. Well, thanks guys. I appreciate everybody's being here tonight. We will have Frank. You got the link for tomorrow?
No, I will go be building it after this. I
literally
landed.
The playlist,
here. Okay. I haven't built it yet. Landed,
that's fine.
Grabbed dinner, came here, and did my stream and your stream.
Well,
so,
okay. Well, that's like I came back, got out of a Santa Claus costume and came here.
Hey, Santa's given us, nice project board things. So
that's true. That's true. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out on Zoom for a minute. I'm going to close the stream out, but thank you everyone in the chat for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Monday Night Ham Radio.
All right. Thanks.
Later.